Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some wisdom to make your day better. So, I got to tell you a funny story first. I was setting up the screen for this and thought, maybe today we need something, one of those pretty edges that goes around. I don't do them too often. This one was hearts. Good morning, Cindy. It was from the, I can't remember which agency it was from, but anyway, it was little white hearts all the way around, and then it said something about kindness mattering. And I thought, well, that's lovely. That'll fit for today's theme. And put it on there, and then rotated the phone to open up the screen, and it ran the hearts right through the middle of me. And the words were backwards when I did my flip screen so that what I hold up shows up right. And I'm going, okay, technology, you're not being my friend today. So then I went to undo that because it wasn't going to work. And I turned green. I mean Martian green. It was not pretty. So I'm like, oh, crap. And because the last time I turned myself Martian green on here, I couldn't get it off for days and days of Martian green. So this time I set the intention it was going to work, and I hit the button and it took it away, and I'm not green, hopefully. So that was just kind of a funny little start to the video today. So we have a card from the Nature Portals deck by Bruce and Carol Malner. This is one of my favorite decks because I love the beautiful pictures and I love the words that Carol chose to go along with Bruce's beautiful pictures. So it is this gorgeous tree out in the middle of nowhere, just being a tree. And our words are give and receive freely. Give and receive freely. How many people are doing that right here, right now? This is something we can step up into, all right? So let's see what it has to say, and then I will run with it a little bit in another direction. Give and receive freely. Trees give so much to the environment: oxygen, shade, shelter, and safety. Many species of animals and plants gratefully receive these gifts. Think about a favorite tree. Is it one individual tree or a species of tree? Now think about any experiences associated with that tree. What has your tree given you? What did you receive? What can you give back to your tree, or trees in general, or nature as a whole? In other words, how can you be a good steward for Mother Nature? Remember, it's never too late to find a special tree. And then the quote is by Carol K. Hendy. Everyone should have a tree, one special tree that they visit every day, in all the days of their life. It is never far. It grows in one's heart. So, I want to take this card and blow it out from being a good steward. Good morning, Jerry. Welcome, welcome. Being a good steward. I'll show you our card. It's really pretty. We had that one recently, too. Being a good steward for nature to being a good steward for humans. Okay? Animals too, but being a good steward for humans. So, what do I mean by that? The give and receive freely. Bigger picture, fifth dimensional, when we step into giving, and sometimes giving gets a bad rap, either because we're trying to control the outcome of that giving, or because we're coming from a place of lack and scarcity, and so it's kind of tentative, our giving. We want to come from a place of openness, that solid foundation in flow, where we know there's more than enough to go around, and what we need shows up for us, so it's no skin off our nose to share with someone else. I read this beautiful story last night, and I think I shared it on my individual page, from Katharine Hepburn, who was talking about standing in line with her dad at was some amusement park. I can't remember which one. And there was a family in front of them, and it was the mom, the dad, and I think 8 kids. And so and they were laughing and giggling, and she could tell that they didn't have a lot of money and that this was a big adventure and outing for them. And the mom and dad, the mom was kind of like, this is so cool, you know. So they get to the ticket booth and he says, 2 adults and 8 children or 6 children or however many kids they had. And the woman in the booth gives him the total and he's crushed because he doesn't have enough money. And Catherine's witnessing this, and she doesn't say in this thing how old she is, but she's witnessing this. And her dad takes a $20 bill, drops it on the ground, picks it up and says, "Sir, I think you dropped this." And the man knows what he's doing, right? So he gratefully accepts the money and the family gets to go into this amusement park. And she and her father turn and leave because that $20 was what they had to get into the amusement park. Oftentimes, we see people who don't have much being far more willing to share what little they have than those who have abundance, what we would consider abundance. Really, the people who don't appear to have much apparently have abundance because they are willing to share. So where are you on that scale? Where are you in terms of being willing to share what you have? Kind of the tree here. Give and receive freely. The more we demonstrate, I'll share with you because I know much more is coming my way. I have enough. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm going to share with you. There's things that I like to do that are kind of the under the radar things. I like giving to people up front too, but I've also done it on the sly. So I'll slip money in someone's purse who I know is having issues with money. I'll stick a $100 bill in an envelope and send it off and have someone else write the address so it doesn't look like me. What are the things that you do? The things that send the message to the universe. I know I'm being provided for. I know I'm being taken care of. I know I have enough. And sharing with others. It can also be the doing kinds of things. So it can be asking your neighbor who's not very mobile, what could he or she use for groceries and picking them up when you go. Not much skin off your nose, right? You're already going out. What are some things you can do? And right here, right now, in this time in our existence, I think this is the kind of thing we need to be doing more of. So what will you choose to do? And again, it can be also for the environment, for nature, etc. Maybe one last, now that we have a couple of warm days, maybe it's one last round of watering some things just so they're set for the winter. Maybe it's helping a neighbor clean up the leaves. My dad and my sister went to a friend of hers house who has myasthenia gravis and really can't do this kind of stuff. And they got an entire enclosed trailer full of leaves just out of her backyard. So, and my dad had a ball. He took the leaf blower and blew them all into a pile, and then Vicky scooped them into the trailer. What can you do? What can you do? Little things. It does not have to be a huge thing. Take your neighbor's garbage out to the curb for them if they're a little bit struggling with mobility. Lots of things we can do. Lots of things we can do. I planted a tree last week that had this pretty little maple tree, and I thought I'm going to put that in my garden bed because I think eventually that garden bed is going to end up being woods again, which I think will be cool. So that is our card for today. I'm going to show it to you again. Pretty cool tree. Give and receive freely. And think about it. As human beings are herd animals, right? We exist in groups. We don't tend to be on our own totally. So as herd animals, we need to watch out for each other. All right? Pick something out. I'd love to hear what you are going to do that is the giving and receiving freely. And for many of us, especially women, that receiving part is very difficult. No, I'm fine. No. Go back to the story from Katharine Hepburn. When they walked away, even though they weren't going to get to go do what they had planned for the day, their hearts were full. They felt like they had done something good. Okay? So, and there was a quote I saw It might have even been in that same story, but that givers and receivers, good morning, Cheryl, givers and receivers, actually the giver is benefiting more than the receiver. So when you are willing to be a receiver, know that you are giving a gift to the giver because you're allowing them to feel that full heart. All right? So I'd like you today to practice. So I want you to do at least one round of giving. Could even be a compliment. Give a compliment. And one round of receiving. If someone offers to do something for you, say thank you. Thank you. You don't have to say anything more than that. Thank you is a complete sentence. All right? So, one round of giving, one round of receiving, and let's see how much better our world becomes. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are.